This is no ordinary news cycle. This is not some fleeting controversy or partisan squabble. Right now, in front of our eyes, the very foundation of federal authority is cracking wide open. Americans are witnessing it unfold live. When the government's heavy hand no longer lines up with its explanations, when lives are lost on city streets, and when voices inside the president's own party start walking away in open revolt. That is not random disorder. That is Judgment Day arriving. In Abbey Phillip this month, federal immigration officers took the lives of two American citizens, not on a distant battlefield, but right here in an American city. First came Renee Nicole Good, shot dead by an ICE agent on January 7th during what was called an enforcement action. Then, on January 24th, another federal officer gunned down Alex Jeffrey Prey, a 37-year-old intensive care nurse who carried a legal firearm right in the middle of a federal raid tied to the massive immigration push. Video footage from that second incident is chilling and undeniable. Prey stands there recording with his phone, clearly trying to assist people around him. Officers hit him with pepper spray, force him to the ground, and then shoot him at point-blank range. These were not radicals or extremists. Good was simply a local resident, a mother, a poet. Prey was a dedicated nurse saving lives in the ICU. According to multiple independent recordings, neither was armed with anything beyond a phone in one case. Both killings stemmed directly from the same aggressive federal immigration operation sweeping through the area. Now, consider what happens when the fallout crosses party lines and hits home harder. A prominent Republican running for governor in Minnesota, Chris Medell, just pulled out of the race entirely. Not because his campaign was failing, he stepped away because he could no longer stand with a party endorsing what he described as outright vengeance against his own state's residents. In a powerful video he posted on X, Madel laid it out plainly. He declared he refused to back national Republicans pushing what he called retribution against Minnesota's people. He said he could no longer identify with a party willing to do that. He accused Operation Metro Surge, the federal immigration blitz, of blowing far past its original claims of targeting serious threats to public safety. He pointed out that everyday U.S. citizens, especially people of color, now live in constant fear. Citizens are forced to carry proof of their citizenship just to feel safe. ICE agents are raiding homes armed only with civil warrants signed by a Border Patrol supervisor, something he called flat out unconstitutional. He finished by saying he had to face his daughters and tell them he did the right thing, and that's exactly what he was doing in that moment. Madel's second reason was pure realism. National Republicans, he argued, have poisoned the well so badly that no Republican can realistically win a statewide race in Minnesota anymore. That's not hyperbole. That's cold political math. And this isn't isolated to one city or one state. A fresh Reuters Ipsos poll lays it bare. President Trump's handling of immigration has plunged to historic lows since he took office again. Only 39% of Americans now approve of how it's being managed. A clear majority, over half, say ICE has crossed the line and gone too far. This was meant to be Trump's signature issue, the one he owned completely. Instead, support is eroding fast, even among independents and segments of his own base, who now believe these tactics have become excessive and unjustifiable. The reaction goes deeper than politics. It's tearing through society. Massive demonstrations have exploded across Minneapolis and spreading outward. Business owners, community leaders, and families of those killed are demanding full explanations and an immediate dialing back of the aggression. Even some Republican senators, governors, and members of Congress are now publicly calling for open, independent probes into the most recent fatal shooting. This isn't spin from one side. This is real pressure building from every angle. Look closer at the top ranks of immigration enforcement. The Border Patrol's top commander overseeing these operations has been quietly pulled from his post and shipped back to California, where retirement awaits. No fanfare, no promotion announcement, just removed. That is not strength in command. That is a quiet surrender. Make no mistake, this goes way beyond debating policy details. This is the moment when ordinary people, local leaders, and even allies inside the president's party start openly challenging the raw use of federal power. When police-like authority floods into cities without widespread local backing. When lethal force gets deployed and captured on camera for the world to see. When politicians can no longer justify it without hemorrhaging support. That is not just another story. That is real accountability crashing in. That is crisis mode. That is what a true day of reckoning looks like. Happening right now, not tomorrow. It doesn't come with roaring rallies or catchy chants. It arrives as relentless pressure slamming against the same weak point from every direction: electoral damage, collapsing public trust, raw community anger, open rebellion from within, and quiet pullbacks from institutions. So when someone asks, is this really a turning point? Forget scanning for one dramatic headline. Look at the undeniable pattern: lives lost, widespread outrage, high-profile defections, approval numbers in freefall, key figures stepping aside. That is why I say it clearly. The reckoning isn't coming someday. It is here. No amount of power, no matter how entrenched, can survive when the public finally says enough to unchecked force without consequences.